All right. Joined here today on the Batcave Beats with Lil L.A. Marz, and he's going to start off by telling you a little bit about how he got started in the music.
Well, it's crazy because I've always been into music to the point where it was just God given. I don't know. My mom just granted me with this gift with just all these Michael Jackson videos, my dad with the Temptation videos and stuff like that, just listening to music ever since then, gospel. But that's like way early in. But how to even start for real? It was I call it a rabbit hole because I wasn't originally trying to be into rap at first, but it just came that way. So I just started freestyling with some friends at lunch, and I was just trolling a lot. I was on some content creator type of stuff, like before the content creator thing became the be. I was like just playing around, and then
How long
it
ago was
really,
that?
huh?
How long ago was that? What'd you
That
say?
was like 6 years ago.
6 years ago? Okay.
it was um, it was about 6 years ago when I actually had my first song. And I wasn't serious at all. It was just like that was my first ever recorded song ever. But it was I was like a sophomore when I first like playing around with it. But then when I really started was junior year, October 13th of 2017. Exactly.
Okay.
It was crazy. It was at my school, Whitnell High School in Greenfield, Wisconsin. It was this teacher that really got me into it with all of the studio equipment because he the one who introduced me into microphones and stuff like that. He then gave me this Blue Yeti that's actually over there right now, sitting on my desk. But man, it was a true gift. He then introduced me to the MXL 990 microphone, the condenser mic, the launch pad. He introduced me to a lot. But what's crazy is with that, I was producing long before I was recording. So I'll say it's been about 10 years since my first beat. But I don't have it today, but it's somewhere in the atmosphere of somebody's iPad because that's how I created it at first.
Yeah.
But it's funny too because I'm looking back, I really had like the essentials to do it, but I didn't know what to do. I was clueless about it. But I had worked on GarageBand when I first created my song. It was on a MacBook, not a MacBook, an iMac. I did a MacBook and then the iMac, the MacBook, the iPad, then the phone. It's funny because in 2020, that's when I started using like iPads, like recording on iPad. It's just so stupid, but it worked though.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
worked.
It produced the sound you needed, right? It got you where you wanted to go.
Yeah, it was just really funny to do that. And then what else happened? It was a lot of mishaps. I'll say that for his career, but I recorded in the total. I don't even know, but I feel like it's like 300 songs by now. By now, it's probably like 300.
Wow. That's a
I don't
lot.
even have half of that right now. That's the thing. Like I can't even show you every song I have, but I just remember it. All I do have is the memory. But
Yeah.
I feel like I have a couple songs in my files right now where I really did start off because the very first song is on YouTube today. I wouldn't recommend playing it, but like it's not as good as you think. But hey, that's how everybody starts. Sometimes everybody start off trash. So that was me. I wasn't as good as I am today. So I'll take that. But let me see. It's a very weird journey, but I respect it because I'm going the independent route. So that's why it's taking so long. Like, and I like that. Everybody, when they first start off, they just blow up out of nowhere. You see Lil Pump, you see Trippie
Yeah.
Redd. I mean, Trippie Redd was kind of doing it already, but like he kind of blew up almost like right away a little bit compared to me having to do this for almost 6 years. But I respect that grind because I have to learn what I'm missing, what I'm lacking in, what I'm what I'm supposed to do as far as an independent artist by myself, as a producer, as a audio engineer, as my own manager. So I learned a lot throughout my whole like career, but we're gonna see in the next 6 years and see how that's gonna look. But that's how it's looking so far with the growth with
Yeah.
um with everything from day one to day 6,000. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think you highlighted something really important that I think people miss. Like one of the big benefits of being independent is you learn all those other pieces that some people like if you just pop off right away, you don't really get a chance to learn like how to manage yourself, how to create your own beats, how to create everything the way you want to. And I think it helps you develop more of your like own true sound to really know how to hone all those pieces in by just working on it yourself versus having someone else say, do this, do that, you know?
Hmm. I definitely agree with that factor.
Yeah.
Now,
What's it? What? Go
I was
ahead.
about to say, let me ask you a question. Like,
Okay.
what brought you to do this Batcave thing? Because I feel like it's really cool.
Oh, I
Like, I've
appreciate
never
that.
seen anybody with the Batcave, like the Batman suit. Like, that's so cool to me. And I had to match with the black.
I
And
like it. I like it. You came prepared. Yeah, I respect it. I don't know. I've kind of always been really into music. I've always enjoyed finding artists that are like less well known and like sharing them with friends. So I kind of started this as like a way to annoy my friends less by sending them music and just like posting it somewhere so other people could see it. And
yeah,
then I had an artist reach out about doing an interview, and then it kind of turned into this podcast thing where I interview artists, which I love doing. So it's kind of developed its own in its own way, but it's been really cool. I love it. I've only been doing it for a couple months now. Well, I've been interviewing for probably 7 or 8 months now, but it's been a lot of growth too and learning the ropes and everything. But it's been awesome. I mean, I get to interact with some of like my favorite artists to listen to and like get to know them better and then put out stuff about them. So it's cool.
man, that's an honor, man. It's truly an honor to have
Yeah.
to be a part of this too. So I really thank you for that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I just love, I think it's so awesome hearing how artists start, and it's similar in a lot of ways, but it's also very different, unique in a lot of ways. And I think as a fan of music, I think I enjoy a lot. Like, I think you can like an artist for like a song, but when you get to the point where you like an artist enough that you're like looking forward to when they're putting out music, you really want to know more about them as a person. And I'm kind of hoping that this podcast becomes like that link to be like, oh, I want to like know more about this person outside of just the music they put out, you know?
Right. Hopefully, there will be an updated version of this interview right here because I want to do that in the future. Have like updated, see what happens after, like you know how Billie Eilish did that 1 year apart type of thing with
Yeah.
Vanity. That's insane. Like she done did that for like 6 years. Like whoa, on the same day. That like I gotta see. I want to do something like that.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, and it is already kind of cool. Like some of the artists that I interviewed, like one guy specifically, his name's Jaybird, and I interviewed him back in January, and he had like 80,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, and he like moved out to New York, and now he's got like almost 500K, and he had a video on like World Star because he waited outside Travis Scott's hotel and then like played his song for Travis Scott as he was like getting in the car and just being like, yeah, I talked to that guy. It's kind of cool.
Man, that is a W, man. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, you can't compete with that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. What's it like making music in Milwaukee? I feel like there's not a whole huge scene out there,
It's
but
not. It's not at all.
we
It's
got
like
Big Frank with Backpack. But
all right. I gotta say, it's different. That's something else. I feel like with the music that I have now, like it's differentiate. It differentiates a lot. I can't even say that word right for some reason. It differentiates. I can't do it today.
Differentiation. I got you. I got what you put.
It. I separate myself from my craft with their craft because it's like more like the street type of thing going on where it's like
Yeah.
they bite the style of drill from Chicago, drill from New York, and then they mash it with club music. And then, I mean, I personally, I'm no hater, but like I can't make no music like that. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's like if you would have heard it, I don't know. I just look forward into the talent behind it. I look for like what's true about the music. So for me to like look at it that way, it's hard to like wow, are they really serious about making music? It's like I don't know. I'm a perfectionist, so that's like my nature to feel that way. But you got people like DC the Don. He's like the biggest one from Milwaukee,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, but then you got people like Certified Trapper. I mean, I have no hate for him, but I don't know, it's not my style. He doing his thing, so I'm not knocking it at all. But let me see. There's other people I'll say like Kid Cali. He was a friend of mine we went to the same school together. He's pretty talented. Oh my god! What to my life? Yo, my light just shut
We
off.
got some light effect going on here. We got some changing lights.
Man, what happened? There we go. Okay, you must have a timer or something. Oh, oh my god! This light is bright too. I gotta shut them out. It's that Ulanzi light. This is pretty powerful. It's like super bright. But back to it. Back to it. So what the? I'm keeping it off. I'm gonna do my, or better yet, I have another. I got lights on lights.
Lights on lights on lights. Lights going everywhere.
Yeah, I got like two lamps, and then I can just hold it like
Ooh,
this.
ghost story time.
Something there. I don't know. We're gonna have to improvise.
That's cool.
Man, I like the ghost story. That's funny. But jeez. All right, so let's run it down. So Milwaukee is decent. It's very unique in a good and a bad way because, like I said, you have me, you got Decent Don, you got this one kid, Kid Cali. He was a freshman when I was in high school. When I was a senior, he's pretty talented too. I don't know if he's doing music anymore, but he definitely should keep it running. But there's a lot of other people that definitely needs that the recognition
Yeah.
aside from like what's really going on. Because what's really popular in Milwaukee is like the Kia boys. I don't know if you heard about that. Like people stealing Kia cars. Yeah, it's ridiculous,
Yeah, not great.
man. And I don't want to like. I'm not trying to shame Milwaukee, but I don't want to be a part of that crowd. So I want to like actually be a part of music for real
Yeah.
because I have a deep passion for it. So I don't want that to like be a like a dark shadow or a dark cloud over my head all because I want to be a part of that or like like it would change, it will alter something for me. I don't know.
Hmm. With that, do you think you'll end up moving out of Milwaukee at some point in the future, or just trying to do your own thing in Milwaukee while you stay there?
I'm trying to moving
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like my goal was to be in Atlanta by the end of this year. I feel like it's still happening because
Yeah.
as long as I get my money together, I'll be able to do that. So once I get into Atlanta, I feel like that's where the real stuff is going on, like shows. Because I've yet to do shows. I've never did a show yet, and I'm this far. So I love to see the progress, and I've never did a show. I'm doing good. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I
Like
mean that'd be awesome to be able
judging
to
by
do
the people
this.
that watches me or whatever, it's like it's almost like mind boggling that it's like it's really happening. Like I don't like I'll be excited in my own head. Like I'm too professional. I don't know. It's just like I don't like be cocky with all my accomplishments outside of like social. Like when it's like social media, I'm like, yo, look at me. Like I did that. I just can't. I just don't see myself like that. But it's just like I just keep that behind closed doors. Like I yell in the bathroom or something like that. Like yo, I did that in my like yo, just talking to myself and talking to my shadow ish. Like, you know how that is. But I don't know. It's I feel like Atlanta will be the best thing for me because you see everybody else going crazy in Atlanta. Like Kanye West was from Chicago. He went to Atlanta. Fago is born and raised in Atlanta. Young Thug blew up in Atlanta, such as everybody else in YSL. So like Trippie Redd was from Ohio, went to Atlanta, blew up.
Yeah.
Like you notice the patterns between, especially nowadays. Atlanta is becoming the new LA.
Yeah.
It's, that is our new LA. So I feel like doing that it would be just like the promised land to people. It's like it's crazy. Like,
Yeah, and I think it like when you move somewhere where there's a lot more connections, it makes the process of finding your crowd so much easier. I think it's important when you move somewhere to like keep who you are as an artist, but you surround yourself with so many new influences and people that connect you with other people versus Milwaukee's kind of small as far as the music scene goes and as far as cities go, and trying to branch out I think is really difficult out of that area just because there's not a whole lot coming and going out of Milwaukee.
and that is actually facts because it's very hard to actually secure a show in Milwaukee, especially for a small venue. Like I've been rejected by a couple clubs. Like what was it? No shade to them, but like No Studio, MKE. They have some solid people. They actually have people showcasing for them, but somehow I just get rejected from them for some reason. Oh, you gotta wait for this manager to say something. I just get long like wait. So, like I'm a patient man, but I'm trying to get myself out there. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Like if you have a chance and you're from Milwaukee, you have a better chance going to Chicago and getting the show out there because that's closer. Everybody speed past and go to Chicago rather than to Milwaukee because Milwaukee's not that appealing unless you go to Summerfest.
Yeah,
Now
something
Summerfest, like it just passed, which I kind of like. That's one of the biggest festivals in the world. So
yeah.
it's like, well, in the U.S. rather, but if they say in the world, then that's something else too. One of the biggest festivals, but unless it's that or the rave, yeah, oh yeah, you got to be an established artist though, for real though.
Yeah, I feel like that's really all they got is the rave and then Summerfest. And then if you're really big, you'll go at the Pfizer. But I mean, the rave is kind of like I don't know. Like I've been to shows at the rave, and it's all right. But it's just like I don't know. They don't really have like I feel like Minneapolis even has more like smaller venues for people to perform at. Whereas like you said, Milwaukee really just has the rave, and then and then Madison, you got like the State Theater, but that's I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of opportunities. But I feel like we have to dive into these posters behind you.
Oh yeah.
I feel like these have to be pretty important.
Well, it's not too important. Well, I just started. I keep forgetting this name. It literally says it right there, My Hero Academia, because I was trying to say like the abbreviation, like yo MHA, like. But I just, this was like a birthday present actually for my sister. Props to her. My my baby sister got this one for me. But this one right here, Itachi Uchiha, that's my man's. That's one of my favorite. I say that's one of my favorite anime favorites of all time. He was like the smartest. Like he was like, although he killed everybody in his family and the Pokemon, like see, everybody hated. See, this is what the logic is. People hate this man at first, and then they realize once they see his story and hear about it, like, oh, it was like it was he had no other choice but to kill everybody. But that's crazy. I feel like man, what's funny? You know what? I had the what's the name earrings, the Tanjiro earrings. I thought about wearing it today, but I forgot the Demon Slayer.
Okay.
See, Ski Master Slump God put me onto that because I've seen him. He was the first person I ever seen wear those, and I didn't know where that came from. Years ago, I was like, who's gonna got that on? Like, what is that? I was like, this man got placed for this? Like, ain't that like for girls? I was like, that look kind of cool though. I was like, I didn't know what it was. I thought he was, I don't know, because I know he'd be going crazy with the earrings. So I was like, I respect it. But then now I looked it up. It was from the show, and then I just haven't seen the show at that time. I was like, I wasn't into anime too much. And then once I got on it, and then once I finished it, that's when I got it. But I don't have it today. But the other poster I have right here is the Naruto. I ain't gonna lie, we got that from Walmart to be honest. But the this one right here,
Yeah.
the half and half, great episode series. I didn't in records time. I seen that whole episode, all 500 episodes, in like 2 months and 2 days in records time. I'm telling you, I
Dang.
was I was religiously watching Naruto. Man, that's still to this day my favorite anime. But Jujutsu Kaisen and Baki looking kind of hard though right now because they looking they almost on the same level as Naruto as far as my favorites as this
Yeah.
moment. Too, I think
Yeah. What is the like connection with that? Is that like a so I'm not really I don't really watch anime, don't claim to, but I've noticed a lot of people that I've interviewed that are artists love anime, and I like would have never known if I didn't start doing this. So is there like a process? Is this like the process of becoming an artist? You have to like, you start making music and get into anime and it like, builds from there or
well, it just I don't know. I feel like it's just constant because it's a funny thing you asked that because when I was in school, everybody used to like it was a few people nerds and stuff like anime. I thought that was weird, like what are you watching? But I didn't know I was watching anime the entire time, and I thought it was a cartoon. When really, it's not a cartoon. It's I feel like it's more connection to real life than a cartoon because you look at anime and you look at a cartoon, it's obviously a huge significant difference because the cartoon you can just okay cool it's like for kids. Nah, anime like that jump is for adults. To be honest, it's all ages, but it's really for adults within the theme and like how they portray life. Like it has some real life like stuff in there like that people don't even understand. Like I feel like I just had to tap in. Like I didn't want to just sit there and just like be ignorant about it and
yeah.
just not okay. What does it mean? I'm just saying whatever song and a lyric and just like I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to know what I'm talking about when it comes to music. So. But it just creeped into my music career, like later into my career. But I liked it. So like Coaches and I don't know if I said his name like Coaches or Coach Eyes. That guy. I'm gonna just say that guy.
Okay.
But him and Ski Mask was the two people that really like put me on to anime kind of because you got the Murakami flower with the flower with the smiley face with all the colors on it, the rainbow flower. I didn't even know what that was until he made a song about it, like Murakami. What? Like I had to look it up. Like, what does that mean? Like what? He's talking about a flower. I don't know. It was weird, man. But I love that culture. Japanese culture will always be like one of my favorite cultures to like go out and see and rock the clothes. Because even with hair, like what people didn't know is when I was trying to imitate the style of what's this guy? It's like the red and white. His name is Not his name. I keep forgetting his name, but he's so cold. But it was from that show, Shoto, something like that. But I was trying to do like the vertical way and have like white and red, but it messed up and it turned into like some type of peach coral color in my hair, and it was like an iconic color for me when I was making certain songs. I was like, yo, how did you do your hair like that? I don't know.
It wasn't on purpose.
It wasn't on purpose. I was
Meant to
like,
be.
I made it work. I'm like, I don't have those dreads anymore, but I actually installed these today. Like, well, not today, but recently. But these are my older dreads from when I cut it last year.
So you're chilling out in Third Ward. Someone comes up to you. They've never watched anime before. What's your 30-second pitch on why they should start watching anime?
Man, I don't even know what to say. Man, man, it would change your life. I would say anime would change your life if they want to start like immediately. I would recommend you watch Naruto first because that's like an easy door type of anime because it's a story based anime and it has a little bit of fillers in there just to like get you some laughs and stuff. Some people don't watch the fillers, but I watch every single episode of Naruto. I don't care. But so I'll say anime first with Naruto, and then if they into something dark, I will have them watch Death Note or something like that, or like something small. You don't want to start everybody small, like a small compacted anime first, and then it like grows into something bigger like Naruto, who got like 700 episodes in total, plus the new Boruto generation. Oh my god,
A
they're
lot.
still going. And then yeah, like they're just gonna have to get used to it. Either you want to watch it in sub or dub. I'm a dub person, so I want to hear all of that in my own language, which is cool that way. But people want to have a whole debate team and talk about, oh, I could watch it in sub, but no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. That's not my spike. I don't even want to be in that debate, bro. It's
Is
crazy.
that what you have to like read the subtitles? Is that what you're saying?
That's what they prefer though. The dub, like when someone played Naruto as a girl, it was a woman who played Naruto. She is the goat. Oh my god, I forgot her name, but yo, man,
It's getting dim.
he's so man. It's like all these light sensors, man. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just wave at it or something. All right, that's one. That should do it. That should do it. Jeez, man, that is. I'm in. Is it more light now?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like yeah, there is.
I just had a clap
Oh,
or
now there's
something.
a lot more light. When you walk back, you got it. You got it all back.
Mm-hmm. It's I'm in my office, so it's like a shared office space. So it's like I have my compacted. This is just my interview area. So when I do future areas in the interviews in the future, but it's like man, I had to either clap or like do something crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we good now. So we was talking about anime,
Yeah.
like the pitch. Yeah, I would say yeah, just start off small or go big. It doesn't matter. Like because there's so many genres that goes under anime. It's insane. Like it's like a subgenre, but it's like if you go action and adventure, hey, if you like fighting, if you like drama, if you like all these weebs out here, they just be corny as a mug. So they out here doing that. I wouldn't recommend that, but if they freak like that, go ahead. But I'd rather touch grass, but I'm good. I'm good on that.
Touching grass is important. If
Yeah.
uh if you had three red flags or three green flags for working on with an artist to like collaborate on a song, what would they be?
I'm gonna start with the red flags, okay? Because and you know what? This red flag used to I would say it was a red flag, but it turned into a green flag. But now since it's more popular now, I have to say it. So band lab used to be a red flag for me.
You're like, nope,
Oh
not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. We can't do this.
man, I could like I used to roast people for using band lab. Like I had my friend, there was another rapper friend, Supreme Rose, would just be on the phone, just like he just would say all he had to say was Band Lab. It just kills me, man. I was like, Band Lab, like because it was a group of people that was using Band Lab. It was so trash, but then that was before everything was popping off. Where before Lil Tyler, before David, before Olivia Rodrigo, before all these people was using BandLab. So once that started hitting the charts, it was like, oh, now it really is. Oh, because that was the time when Baby Santana, Young Chris, Young X Chris, I forgot how to say his name. But all those people, they was using BandLab, but everybody else was biting that style, I guess. But yeah, now I just recently used BandLab the other day. I was like, that's kind of clean. But I wasn't no stranger to BandLab because I was trying to use it before, and that's when I said no. I just left it. I just abandoned it for like I thought it was gonna be forever, and someone's gonna eventually find it. But no, I'm back on it now. But it's decent. It's better to be used on a computer rather than a phone, to be honest. Because I mean, you can still use a microphone on the phone, but I've already been there, done that on the iPhone, GarageBand. I'm good, so I could just move on to a laptop or something. It's a lot. It's a lot more functional using
Yeah.
BandLab on that. And I just figured it out like weeks ago. Like I used BandLab for the first time on a laptop, and it just blew my mind. Like wow, like it's actually clean. Like, produce some beats on there. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But I would do that before cracking a DAW, where you just crack a FL Studio software because I wouldn't use that for free. That's another thing too. That's that's another red flag. Using cracked DAWs where you can use a free version, but you just gonna use the app without buying it. Like I don't know. I assume actually like literally recently I found out that you could get sued for using FL for free.
Oh,
Like yeah, I said, oh, that's what I said too. I was like, oh, and I know mad people using that for free, and I just have to warn them like, I ain't gonna snitch on y'all or nothing, but hey,
don't
not
come to
my
me if it comes down to it.
yeah, that's if y'all gonna do that, y'all gonna do that. Just remember, you gonna get sued because it says I'm not even gonna look at the actual thing, but it had a whole thing saying if you profit off of it, making millions or something like that, just to summarize it, they would have a lawsuit for that because that's their product, and especially if you use all the stuff that they provided for. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Like I read it. It's not like I'm like, oh, what? That's some BS, man. I'm like, what? No, like I actually understand. Like that's someone's work. FL Studios has been here for over 20 years. I understand.
Yeah.
I bet it's the same to say when it comes to Pro Tools, Logic Pro X, or Reaper, all these other ones, Ableton. Yeah, but if you kind of crack Logic Pro X, I feel like you just cheated on yourself because it's the same format as GarageBand. It's literally the same layout. Why would you crack that instead of using GarageBand? You just look like an idiot. You can literally pair the two together. Like it like that's crazy. Like you can actually like okay, you could use a mini project on Logic Pro X on what you did on GarageBand. It's literally the same thing on Apple, and they provided that for you for free. Like I don't know, they just cheated on themselves.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Played yourself.
Right now, another red flag as far as features. Mm, see, I'm a pretty cool guy. I don't know. I feel like it used to be a red flag, but nah, I pissed that off too. Because I used to say prices was a red flag for me because if you don't have it, you don't have it. It is what it is. Because I don't typically have features like feature prices right now. I used to, but mm, I guess I could say that too. Then I could add another one because if the price is too high and you're not looking like you're of value to have a price that high, it's like to further explain, I'll say if you have a small following and you have a $300 feature, like if your price is up to $300, I feel like you're kind of pushing your luck, my guy, because the smaller the future prices, the more people will come to you, like, and want to work with you. Other than this, though, too, because I typically work on connections and work on like the vibe of that person. If I'm cool with them persons, like if I'm cool with them, like say it's Jack, okay, cool. Hey, I want to work with you. Your music is kind of cool, man. And then I just want to match the vibe. Okay, we'll work with that for free. I don't care. I don't gotta put no price on that, or they throw me a crazy price.